Monterey's Cooking. I'm John Pisto. Say hello to Michael Hemp. Michael?
John.
How are you?
Fine,
Michael's the local historian down here on beautiful Cannery Row, folks. You know, I thought today we'd show you around a little bit down here. And, you know, talking about fishing and this and that, I get hungry, so I carry my little stove with me now everywhere I go. And, Michael, what do we got here?
This morning we have anchovies, I believe. But much like the sardines that came out of this bay, these are freshly caught here in Monterey Bay during the season. And I understand you're going to show us a quick and easy way of handling these guys.
Again, these are very, very similar to the sardine, okay? These are so simple to cook and so delicious. And I thought, you know, with the backdrop here and this beautiful area, that's a natural, huh? But look how easy this is, Mike. You ever eat these?
Not the way you
No? Okay, let me show you.
Oh, this is great.
You put a little bit of olive oil, hold that, and you put a little bit of sensational seasoning. And if they had this when Cannery Row was booming, this would be a whole different ballgame down here. Okay, they go right down like that. You notice I'm not even gutting it, head and all. See that? Don't even take the guts or the heads out. I'm going to show you a secret of how to eat these things. Just like Sylvester the cat. So Michael, let's talk about some of the old stuff that happened here. Like, how about the whaling industry? That was here. The Chinese, there was a very large contingency of Chinese people.
Cannery Row has a great historical story, starting with the native Californians, of course, but the first immigrants were the Chinese, who sailed with whole fishing families all the way from China across the Pacific to these shores. And in fact, Maccabee Beach behind you here was actually the second Chinatown on Cannery Row.
Really?
Before that, before it became the second Chinatown, it was also the Portuguese whaling beach on the Monterey coast. So there's been a very interesting history before the street became known for the sardines that fed the world during World War I and World War II.
Yep. Isn't that neat? Now,
it was World War II and the demands for rations and a high-protein food like sardines that made Monterey the sardine capital of the world.
Amazing. And they're delicious, too, let me tell you.
And we should say that the sardines are back.
In full force. Let's let people know that the fish were not fished out at that time. There was a major current
we
change,
know a lot,
temperature change.
We know a lot more now about the cyclical appearance of the sardines in Monterey. We know about El Nino and La Nina effects, the temperature of the water and the distribution of the food they eat, but taking 1 billion sardines a season out of this bay for 50 years didn't help the situation either. But it was a combination of things that I think the sardines just decided, let's get the heck out of here, and said goodbye to Monterey for 50, 60 years. Well, they are definitely back, and they're out there in commercial quantities.
And these are back too.
Yeah.
And we're going to eat some of these, Mike. Let me show you. See how easy that comes off?
Oh, that peels right off.
Okay, Michael, what do you think?
Oh, this looks great, John.
I got a nice glass of wine and this, and we're out here
on Maccabee Beach.
With the sunshine. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Look at this fish. It's going to taste like candy bars. Look at that. Okay, let's try. Where's the lemon? Have you ever tried these before?
Not the way you've done them, no.
Okay. Look, let me show you. Hold the plate for me.
Okay.
Okay, you grab it up by the head, the tail, and you go like this.
And you flip it over and you do the same.
It comes right out.
Now, if you'll hold the...
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, here we go. Here's my maiden voyage.
Isn't that good? Got some flavor, doesn't it?
This is wonderful.
Okay, folks, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Well, you know, those anchovies that we had are just appetizers. Today I'm going to fix some real fish dishes for you. But before we get started, I want to introduce you to Scott Scheid. Hi.
How you doing, John?
Let's introduce everybody to your wines. Scheid Vineyards, okay, Monterey County, of course.
Right.
Down in Salinas area. Well, we know a little bit about your wines, that you've been out for about 5 years now, but you've been growing grapes for
I've been growing grapes for about 28 years
Uh-huh.
in Monterey County.
Mm-hmm.
mostly around the Greenfield, King City area and the central southern part of Salinas Valley.
Good. And you know, I think if any theme that we want to get across to people today, or even this whole series of shows I'm doing with Monterey County Wines, is that for years, you folks have been growing the grapes and shipping them north, south, east, wherever, whoever was buying.
Oh, absolutely.
Or contracted. But, you know, it came a time when you folks says, I think it's time to make our own wines now. And Monterey is really being recognized. So that's fantastic.
It is. It's finally being recognized. Most of the grapes have been shipped north. They've been part of California programs and Napa programs, kind of the backbone of a lot of wines. And winemakers, especially those, as those areas are planted out, are finding that the Monterey fruit is really wonderful, and they're coming down.
Scott, what are they going to do when you guys don't sell them any more grapes? What's going to happen?
Well,
I'm sure they're planting in other areas.
We'll plant some more vineyards. We're doing that all the time, and Monterey still has some land to plant.
Well, you know, again, I keep repeating this all the time, that the folks that live around here don't really realize how lucky we are to be right in the middle of all these vineyards. I mean, it is incredible. But talking about wine also makes me hungry. So, you know, you like to cook, right? A little bit?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay. You know, I'm going to do a series of fish dishes. I've been wanting to do this to show people how easy it is to cook fish and to make a one-dish meal. Okay, fish, one-dish meal fish. That's what I call it. But if you ever get salmon, you got to take these pin bones out. You ever notice you're eating pieces of salmon?
I thought that was taking the hooks out.
Well, you can take the hooks out with this too. But it's also, this is a needle nose. See, you have to pull these out. These are pretty big. But what I like to do with my fish, and you feel with your hands, see? And you can feel you got them all. What I like to do is kind of marinate it a little bit. And we cut it on an angle. And I leave the skin on because the skin's very good to eat too. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So I bet you like to barbecue a lot.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
California,
good.
get a barbecue.
California, got a barbecue. Well, I'm going to show you something. You ever see one of these pans before?
I think so.
Okay. They work real good. Now, we're going to put a little sensational seasoning. Just stamp and have some of my own stuff.
That's the best.
And don't be afraid to use it, folks. Okay, a little salt. Pretty simple so far, right?
Yeah.
Nothing to it.
No.
All right. Okay, with salmon, I don't like to add all the other garlic and all that other stuff. So I get the pan real hot, and you got to put a little bit of oil on it. Like that. I got the pan going good. Like this, like this, like this. Okay, Mario, thank you. And while that's going, let's get ready for what we're going to put underneath it. Now, instead of using, you know, setting the fish in the plate and then putting the potato and doing, I'm going to do something different. And this is real easy. I've got some green beans, right? Green beans. I got some black olives. I'm going to need another knife, Mario, please. Okay, these are black olives that have been pitted. Taste those. In the meantime, I want you to think about
Love olives.
the wine that we're going to be using with this.
Okay.
Okay, we've been doing this thing about breaking all the rules, and that's red wine with fish and white wine with meat. So today we're going to taste a red wine and a white wine with these dishes. Now I'm planning to do 3 different fish dishes. So, okay, we're going to put some of that. Now I boil some potatoes. Take a look at this. And we'll cut these in quarters, like this. So far it's simple, right?
Yeah, it looks it.
Okay. Tonight I want you to go home and try this for you on your wife and see if
Someone's writing this down. Right?
if you can cook this. Is someone writing it down? Yeah. I think so. Okay, then tomatoes. Look at this. Very, very simple. I can see this is going to taste good already. So tell us about Shide a little bit. I know we talked with, was it Matt down at the vineyard? And
I think you talked with our soil scientist a little bit.
yes, soil scientist. That's what's the word? Say again.
Agronomist?
Agronomist. Agronomist.
Agronomist.
Okay. Well, I like soil scientist better.
Yeah. So do I.
Okay. Then we're going to put some onion in here, and it's become very scientific now making wine, isn't it? It's not like the old days. I mean, look at all the different ways of grafting they have now.
Yeah.
I mean, and or just trellising and. I mean,
Well, in planting vineyards, it's come a long way. Everything from selection of rootstocks. People don't know what rootstocks are. We actually plant vines in the ground that we plant vines that are only going to be used for their roots, and because they have certain characteristics about how they grow, and then we'll cut that vine off and graft on the variety we're going to grow, such as Chardonnay or Pinot Noir or Cabernet.
oh, really?
And then even those have different clones, different growing characteristics for different areas, and it's a real study, and it's still going on and evolving.
Tremendous.
As the best ones to use in each area.
Now, tell me, in Europe, do they have? I mean, are we rediscovering the wheel here, or have they already learned what we've learned? And I mean,
Well, in many ways, we're learning it together. It's an international scene in wine and grape growing, and the information is shared.
that's nice. Okay, this may look burned to you, right?
We have a little bit charred.
We have a culinary term called blacken.
Yeah.
Now, I had a guy come into me one time. I remember when this thing started, blackening fish, and we served it to him, and he goes, "I don't understand what all the big deal is about this blackening this, blackening this." Well, that's the way my wife always cooks it. Okay, a little pepper. So you see what I got here? This is going to go on the bottom of the plate. The fish is going to go on top. Is it beautiful?
It is.
Okay, we're going to give this a minute to cook. Okay, this is just about done, Scott. What I'm going to do is show you the fastest sauce in the world.
All right.
Oil, oregano, salt. I'm going to use vinegar. Vinegar, salt, pepper, hot pepper. And remember this one, because this can be used for a lot of things. You go like this. That's done.
That was quick.
That's fast. Okay, let's manufacture our plate now. Okay, plato. Plate, please.
Coming up.
Thank you. We put this here. You got the olives. You're going to give it a little vinegary taste. Nice little flavor. You got the tomatoes. All right. That's off. You serve the salmon. You get the sauce. You drop it over that like that. And bingo. There's one. Not bad, huh?
It's fantastic.
There it is. Okay.
All right.
When we come back, we're going to do the next one. Okay, Scotty, look at this one. This is swordfish. Now, you know what swordfish? I like to marinate it, because swordfish is a real meaty fish. It has almost a meat quality to it. You notice that? So I want to be a little rougher with it. So I marinated in olive oil and the garlic and parsley. hot pepper. We'll put that on there.
Looks
because
great.
This will smell out the place like you won't believe. We'll have every cat in the neighborhood jumping around. Okay, what I'm going to do with this one, and this is something I did when I was in Jamaica, and this should be fun to match a wine up with this, because I'm going to do it with fruit. All right.
Okay.
Instead of vegetables, we're going to use all fruit, and you'll be surprised what I use to tie the whole thing together. It's amazing, and it works, because I had the kids in Jamaica going crazy how good it was. Now this is a papaya, all right? So we just dice it up. That goes in there, like that. And then I'm gonna use kiwi. We'll just slice that like that.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna put some garlic, if you can believe that. They got a lot of garlic down in the Caribbean, let me tell you. Okay, we do that. And then we got a mango. And this is very good. Well, you know, we've had your wine for time now, and it's very, very good.
No, we're honored to have our wine in your restaurant, John.
Thank you. It's very nice of you. You want to turn these for me?
Oh, sure. I think
Now,
I might
careful
be
you
able to
don't
do
break them.
that. Okay, what am I doing
Just
here?
flip them right over.
Flipping them right over?
Flip them right
Okay.
over. There you go. Good.
That one didn't break.
Papaya. There you are. Okay, what else we got?
That one didn't turn. There we go.
Doing all right?
You gonna show me how to do that one?
Yeah.
All right.
Good. Good job. See?
Oh.
Easy. Okay, onion. Onion is going to be for a little bit of tartness in there. Okay, what am I missing? Banana. Banana with fish? Why not? We're breaking the rules. It's going to be
That's
white
right.
wine and red wine with fish. We're going to try them both.
We can do that.
Why not?
Should do it.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had some incredible pairings doing the opposites. And you know, surprisingly, what comes in real strong is a Riesling type that are bone dry.
Mm-hmm.
They show real well with meats and stuff.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah, we make our Riesling in a really dry style, and I think
Mhm.
that's really been catching on. Traditionally, it's been so sweet, but it's really nice dry.
Yep. So what's everybody drinking? Chardonnays, Merlots.
Well, everybody's still drinking
No?
Chardonnay,
Yeah.
and we continue to make good Chardonnay. I think that people are starting to drink more Pinot Noir, and that's really starting to catch on. And starting to get into a few other wines too. Maybe we'll see some more Syrahs, and I think people, like you said before, are kind of rediscovering Riesling and Gewürztraminer done in a drier style than they're used to.
That's right. Absolutely. You know, on a nice afternoon, doesn't even have to be a sunny afternoon. Just a nice afternoon.
That's right.
Those lighter wines are just delicious. They really are. Okay, so we got this. Now I need a little bit of vinegar. Just a little bit. A little bit of olive oil. That's right, olive oil. And we've turned this fruit into savory. Hot pepper. Black pepper. Now, Scott, what's going to make this whole thing work is basil. Isn't that
Basil.
amazing? Yeah, basil.
Okay.
And I'm just going to cut it real thin. Like that. We'll put it in there. And a little bit of lemon. And this has got to be a little on the spicy side. So let's go a little bit more of the hot pepper. Let's see how our fish is doing. Not quite. Another minute. Okay, you know what? I've got a surprise. I forgot all about it. Bring out the big gun here. Now these are the hot ones. These are the Serranos.
So you're going to turn up the heat?
Yeah, we're going to turn the heat up on this one. So this ought to be real interesting. We're going to have sweet and hot. And we'll leave the seeds in. Now we're talking. Woo-hoo! That smells good. Okay. We're ready to plate. Dish, please.
Sir.
Thank you. Man, I can hear the reggae music now. We do that, and we put the sauce on it, and we're going to taste these wines now with this fish, and that's it. Well, we decided on these two wines: a dry Gewürztraminer
Right.
and the Pinot Noir. Now, you made some nice comments. This one would be real good because
It's dry. It's got a little bit of spice to it, a little bit of apple spice,
Uh-huh.
and the Pinot is a little peppery aftertaste as well.
I think these will work beautifully with both of these wines. Okay, thanks for watching Monterey's Cooking. Scott, thanks for coming. Thank you.